this Greater New Haven WPCA meeting to order. Debbie, would you read the roll call, please?
Joyce Alton. Here. Nicola.
Here.
Robert Falsigno.
He's not here.
Raymond Pompano.
Here.
Stephen Mongillo.
Here.
Russell Sear.
He's here.
He's here. Jeffrey Ginsburg. Clayton Williams.
Here.
Michael Fimiani.
Here.
Very good.
Is Jeff there?
Jeff?
Jeff's there.
He's muted.
Okay.
Oh, okay. What about Russell?
Russell's there. He's above Sal.
He's muted as well.
Myself, I'm here.
Jeff's there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Steve.
Right, thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Item 1, approval of the minutes. So will someone move those?
I'll move it.
Jeff, in a second.
I'll second.
Thanks, Clay. Give everyone a minute to look those over. Does anybody have any corrections, any additions, changes? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Item 2 is public participation, and we do not have anyone from the public, correct? So we'll move on to item 3, Clay.
Item number 3, resolved that the departmental budget transfer request as described in the exhibit to agenda item number 3 are hereby approved.
Thanks. Someone move this?
I'll move it. Second.
Joyce? And Sal seconded it. Thank you, Sal. Gabe?
Yep, so these are all capital project closeouts where all these projects have been closed, and these are the monies remaining in the capital project line item budget. $825,132, and we're transferring all those leftover capital funds into the emergency sewer budget. And actually, it's going to go, for the most part, to that Whitney Avenue project where we had the line break. So all the projects that are on the left transfer from, all those projects are completed 100%. They were all approved in prior capital budgets, and these are the monies left over from those projects.
Gabe, two of those items make up most of it. Are they sort of projects that didn't get done, or are they were high cost and that's what's left? How did that happen?
Some of them, they were done, and they were either became a much smaller project than originally anticipated, or it turned into some other fund. The East Street one, that one is not, because we're going to do the pump station. We've now begun design while we're entering into the Clean Water Fund agreement to do design on the East Street pump station. So we're going to roll those as part of a Clean Water Fund project, and it'll have a 2% loan and a substantial grant component. So that $200,000 is going to be part of the East Street pump station rebuild.
The Quinnipiac, Gabe, the Quinnipiac Interceptor, I know that one was something that we got really good pricing on, and we had money left over.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
that's almost $1 million we now can put into the emergency fund. So
Yep.
I don't know how long we'll have it.
Yeah, we're going to use it up pretty good on the Whitney Avenue project, but that's okay. Money well spent.
okay. Well, at least we have it.
Yep.
Any other questions of Gabe? Comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
So the department budget transfers are approved. We're on to item 4, Sid, executive summary.
Okay, I promise I won't be that long. Just to let you know, we have complied with our Freedom of Information request. We provided all the information. I want to thank the staff for that, working hard to get that out quickly. And haven't heard anything back. But there's everything, as always, in this agency or this authority is based on transparency. So I don't see anything there that anybody could make an issue out of. Came through the hurricane very good. We had 7 stations that switched to generators during the course of the storm. And as of today, all of our pump stations are back online and working with under full power. So that was good. I mean, we didn't have any problems there. Our NPDES permit, which is actually the permit that keeps us in operation, it's the core of the whole operation, has been completed by our staff and submitted to DEP for their review. So that's a lot of work that went into that. So very happy with that. And for this, since our last meeting, when we had the spill, there's been a lot of work here. We're continuing to work in that area in Lower Hamden to ensure that something like this won't happen. We're taking precautions and being proactive rather than reactive due to what occurred. So that's all I have. If you have any questions on any of this, please go ahead and ask them. Because everybody's here. This is not just my report. This is the report of all of us that are in the executive part of the authority.
Sid, how much did the request for information, did that turn out to be a lot of material or?
5,000,
Yeah.
how many pages, Tommy?
25,000 pages.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and they had requested that we pay for that, or that they
Well, it
didn't
was
have
all
to.
electronic, so there wasn't really a cost other than Tommy's staff putting time in, and Gary as well, but not any paper. We didn't send anything printed. We downloaded
Wow.
it to a site.
I have a
All right.
question, Sid. How, you said you're going to be more proactive. What is going to be different? Like,
Well, after the spill occurred, I think I reported this at the last meeting. We reviewed what our procedure was in our emergency manual as to how we respond to the various entities that need to know.
The notice.
And as far as the notice goes, I will say, and I said at the last meeting, everything we did was in compliance with what we're required to do. All right, people that were to be notified were notified. And for those of you that didn't read what the mayor said completely, he did say he knew. He just didn't know the magnitude of the problem. And I don't know if any of you saw this, but the Save the Sound actually today put out an email and or a letter to some and an email to others about the spill, and they said that the mayor had not known, and that the mayor had gone and contacted the mayors from Brantford and East Haven. Well, as we sit here now, about 20 minutes before this meeting, I received a call from Mayor Elliker, and he wanted to say that he was neither part of that email that went out today, or was not engaged in any way with Save the Sound on putting that together. I think he felt that they really shouldn't have done that. I did ask him if he did make calls to the Brantford people or the East Haven people, and he said absolutely not. And that was reported in that piece that went out by Save the Sound. He was going to contact them and let them know that in the future they're going to quote him or have any reference to him, that he be contacted before they use his name. So that went well. All the various people that we work with in the different towns have been very understanding and very supportive of us. When I say this, I mean this. I'm not trying to fluff this up. We did everything possible and responded as quickly as we could to that catastrophe. And there was the authority, I think, acted in the best that we could for the situation that we had. So, but in the future, going ahead and answering your question, Joyce, I got off track there a little bit. We're going to be we've added to the list who gets contacted under what circumstances too. We've kind of reduced the amount of spill that we would be contacting various officials.
So basically, you kind of updated your contact list
Yes.
of your thing.
Yes, and the board will be contacted. The board wasn't contacted in this instance. The chairman and the vice chairman were, but the rest of you will be too. So hopefully I won't have to contact you, because hopefully we won't have something like this again. And that's why we're continuing to work in that area. We're not leaving that area. Right, Gabe? So
Yeah, there's a new item. There's an item that will follow up with, it actually continues in that area.
So I think, we've addressed the concerns that people had about notification. And I think the DEP, though, I've seen legislators that are talking about changing the law related to what that DEP has to do and their responsibilities. So we'll see where that goes.
I just want to point out that that we did do everything, especially technically, really well in consideration to this incident, so that it was handled and contained. And I think our staff should be acknowledged for the job that they did do. It was obviously something unexpected, and we had to react to quickly, and the staff rose to the occasion. Frankly, we made the best out of a bad situation.
Right.
So I think we should keep that in mind. What we're talking about here is some details of communication, just to be clear.
Right.
Any other questions for Sid? Comments?
Yeah, I just want to say, I commend everybody what they did. Sometimes this mayor jumps the gun because it was in his ward. Jeff Pessolito was aware of it. Sometimes the mayor, I'm going to be honest, jumped the gun on this, and he tried to make it look like this spill was not done correctly. We did everything right, so I'm glad for the changes. They're to the positive. It helps us protect ourselves more for the future. But don't take this hard. This mayor made a mistake. He talked too soon, and he does that quite a bit. So I could say that honestly. He's done that on many other things. So don't feel bad for our board or Sid or Gabe or anybody. We did a great job. We handled it correctly. It's just the mayor made this a press issue when he should have been more supportive of us. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sal.
Thanks, Sal. Hey, Sid, with regard to the pump stations, maybe Tom could address this, just so the whole board knows, because I had asked about how many of our pump stations have been upgraded, and we don't have many that are left really to do. We're in pretty good shape for the future.
Yeah, we are. I think there's, what is there?
How many more,
Tom, how many left?
There's only a handful of small stations, and a lot of the ones that were left are handled by operations replacing equipment in them. So it's not like they're buildings that are dilapidated or in bad shape. And we inherited a lot of old pump stations. We've upgraded a lot of
Yeah, we've been preparing for this for a long time.
We've been doing at least one a year, sometimes depending on the size, sometimes more than one a year.
We're going to be doing the East Street station. Hopefully.
That's going to be a $50, $60 million project.
That's the next big project.
Okay, very good. Anything else?
That's what I got.
We do have something under new business, item 5. Gabe, are you going to talk about that?
Yes.
Shall I read it?
Yeah, go ahead, Clay.
Okay, resolved that the agreement with National Water Main and Cleaning Company relating to the provision of cleaning and CCTV inspection services for the Lower Mill River Interceptor in an amount not to exceed $373,269.50, as further described in the exhibit to agenda item number 5, is hereby approved. I just lost it. And the Executive Director, Sidney J. Holbrook, be and hereby is authorized and empowered for and on behalf of the authority to negotiate, execute, and to deliver such agreement and any and all reasonable and necessary documents in furtherance thereof.
Thanks, Clayton. Will someone move this?
I'll move that.
Mike, thank you.
Second.
Do it.
Second.
Sal?
So,
Thanks, Sal. Go ahead, Gabe.
This is National Water Main. You guys have approved many contracts using them. We've used them for a lot of things in the past. This is actually continuing on part of that Mill River trunk sewer. We're going to have them clean it, TV it. It's part of it's 24 inches, part of it's 42 inches. Engineering put together a good spec. We worked with National Water Main many times in the past. This is actually part of the project that we're going to keep doing on that Mill River from where the break is now on Whitney. We're going to work all the way back up into Hamden as far as we can go through past the reservoir. And so this is the first stage in regards to cleaning it, TVing it, and then after that, we'll follow up with a design of a repair or replacement, whether it be a lining, part open dig. And we're going to make sure before we're done that whole line is as good as new.
Excellent. Any questions? Joyce, to address your concern, I think we're doing this because that break occurred in an area of Hamden. It's sensitive because of the water supply. We have sewers that come over from Dixwell Avenue. They go under the Mill River. We need to know everything that's going on there and make sure that whole system there is as good as it can be. And I feel very strongly about this part of it. I'm glad we're taking action to do that because it is a sensitive area. So this is the first step. Anybody else? If there's no other comments, all those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
And that motion passes as well. Thank you. Call to the public. We still don't have anybody on, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thanks, Clayton.
Second.
Thank you, Sal.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everybody, for attending.
Thank you
Have a
very
good
much,
evening.
everybody.
See you after Labor Day.
Thank you.
All righty.
Aye.